What is up, guys? It's your boy Fix It Daniel, and today we're going to be on the F-150. We are going, like I said in the last video, we are going to be replacing the whole tire harness on the left rear passenger door due to the door lock not working. So I'm going to show you guys how to do it, and we're going to get it installed. So let's get into it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have not seen my videos and seen my stuff, please go down, like, and subscribe. But today we are back on the F-150. We are going to be installing a whole new door harness from the pillar of the driver and the passenger door all the way into the passenger door. We're going to replace all the wires and connectors, all because of one connector, which is the automatic lock. So it's not working. When you hit the button, you have to manually lift it. It's just not working. Somewhere in the line is a kink. I was going to tear it all apart because I watched another video of trying to find a wire and then fixing it, but it was more cheaper and more easier just to get a whole brand new harness. So we're still going to keep the old one because it still has good stuff on it, but we are going to replace it with the brand spanking new one, so we don't have to worry about trying to trace down the wires and then going from there. So let me show you what we got. Let's go over the door. All right, so like I was saying before, this lock does not unlock all by itself. It actually has to be manually locked, and I'll even show you when I try locking it. So you see it doesn't move at all, so you have to manually unlock it, which is crazy. And it's all because there's some kind of kink. Supposedly there's a kink in this part, or it could be more inner or whichever, but whatever it is, it's causing an issue. Now I saw in one of some other people's videos that you could trace the wire for, I believe it's for this lock. There's an unlocking mechanism for this piece here, and it'll lift and unlock it. If you could trace it, you could find it and see where the break is and fix it. But when I did some more research, it's more easier just to go online and replace this harness. So there's a connector right here between this pillar that you pull out, and then this whole entire harness goes. Now when we talk about doing that, we got to replace everything that's powered. We got to replace the speaker wire. We got to replace the door for the wire harness for the window. We got to replace the wiring harness for the lock. So it's not that much to replace. You know, it's pretty simple, but it's a little extra stuff that you have to do. So let us get set up, and then I'm going to show you guys what we have to do. All right, guys, so this is the harness that I got from Amazon. It wasn't that expensive. It was about maybe like about 30 some bucks, almost close to 40 bucks, which is not bad. And it gives you a whole new harness line. So it's got everything, all the big connectors, all the connectors that need to go where it need to go, and everything. Really simple, easy fix. Highly recommend doing it this way if you really aren't electrically inclined. I am electrically inclined. I just don't feel like doing it because, one, it's cold, it's freezing, it's like 30 degrees out here. I'm doing this for you guys. Well, I'm doing it for myself because it's a nuisance, because this is a super cab. It's really hard to get back to this back door. I have to reach around and stretch just to get this unlocked, and that's a little bit of a nuisance for me. So I'd really would like to use the automatic lock. So I'm going this route. Maybe later I'll figure out where the connection's broken and fix it and have it as a spare part, because who knows, it seems like this is a pro-known part to break. So it could happen again later down the road if we have this truck that long. So it'd be a good idea to keep the old harness and use that for later. But now let's go ahead and get this whole entire door off. All right, guys, so we're back. So we finally got all this off. So this is the harness. It quivels and goes right into the door. There's one for this, one for the speaker, and then one for the actual window actuator powering it, and then the actual lock itself. So we got to get this cover off so that way we can get everything exposed. So we're going to try to peel it back down but not take it completely off. But if we have to, we may have to take it completely off. Just depends on how it goes. But here's the harness. We can go ahead and pull this out, because we're going to replace it anyway. So let's just go ahead and make it easier. Alright, so we're going to pull that out. Now we're going to go ahead and pull this cover piece off. Hopefully it'll go back and stick, because it's very cold outside. So we're going to try our best to get this restuck. try to peel off as much as we can if we can. Probably wasn't the best time to do this, but I was really getting tired of pulling this thing off, so, or this door not working, so. All right, so, just gotta get this one right here off. I think we're good. I think that's pretty good. Get it off this wire here. Okay. We might take this whole thing off because it's kind of spidery all over the place. Okay, here we go. That's good. That's good. Good right here. Just gotta get this last piece down here. All right. Okay. All right. So this is the whole entire wiring harness right here. It has spiders in it, everything. Window, door lock. The controls, and then the speaker. So we gotta take all this off. We're gonna go and take off the speaker. So that's the more major thing. Everything else I can kind of get to, but the speaker one is a little bit in the way. So I think once we get the speaker, we'll have this nice big hole. So oh, I think I remember this now. I gotta go get a special tool. Hold on, let me go get my special tool, because this thing is a little daunting when it comes to fit. Let me go get my special tool. Okay, we're back. So I got it's not really a special bit, it's just a 5.5 millimeter. It's really quite small. So 5.5 millimeter will get this off. Just these screws are tinier than all the rest of them. So if you didn't have this type of bit, you'd be somewhat in trouble, but you just have to go to the parts store and get one that actually fit, which is that one. Out. So, speaker's got a clip. Just push the clip. Speaker comes out, goes to the side, so it'll be destroyed. Now this gives us all the room we need to pull everything out. Everything's just being held in by these little clips here, and then it just kind of spiders into this thing, and then it comes right out. So, what we're going to do is, before we replace it, we're going to put the harness on the outside, and then what we really need to make sure is that everything works. Make sure the door lock works and we're going in the right direction, so that way we're in a perfect spot. If something happens wrong, we can figure it out right then and there. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pull off what the main culprit was, which is this lock mechanism. So we're going to take that off, and then what we're going to do is we're going to get on this in here and we're going to pull it out, get it disconnected so we can connect a new one in, and then we'll run the line to the lock, hit the button, hopefully it should work. So get you guys over so you can see what I'm talking about. So as you see right here, there's a little coupler. So what you do is you just pull it out. It's got a little rubber grommet. And now you see it's exposed. And what you're gonna do, since this is kind of already somewhat broke, the little harness piece, we're going to pop it out. All right, like so. It's out. Now we gotta separate it from the actual one in the door. So, Hold on a second, let me get my tool. Okay guys, so we're back. I didn't need a tool, just had to figure out how to get it out. So it's just a little clip. There's a clip on the other side that you just have to push. And then now you see it's separated. So now this is completely separated from the main harness going to the truck. So, so now what we're gonna do is, before we commence on taking everything out, we are going to put the new one in and just make sure that this is gonna fix our problem. So, really simple. Get this unwound. This is our new harness here. All right, so we're gonna slide this out of the way and plug the new one in. Make sure I got it going the right way, which I do. Goes that way. Okay. So we're gonna see if we can wrap around this. Let's twist it. Take it in there. All right. And now you will find. Okay, so here's our harness cable for the switch. Go ahead and plug it in. Let's see. You can't see it because it's behind this pillar here, but just go ahead and reconnect it if you can. All right, now let's try to lock. It should work even without the button. Yep. Yep. That's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. So see how it goes down? It goes up. There it is. So we already know that this harness is going to be good. So now we can go ahead and commence and taking it all apart. So let's get this connector back off. All right, so we'll set this to the side. And now we can go ahead and take all this off. All right, so basically we just take off, this is the window motor, so we're gonna take the window motor off. It's a little stubborn, all right. Everything else is off, we just gotta pull it out of the little holes here. So, pull that one out. Try not to tear into the wire, just get the clip off. But we want to keep the clips intact because we want to use this for later if we ever need to. Because this harness is still good. It's just that the line going for the connector for the power is not. So all right. Okay. Let's do our little push-ins. Another push-in. Push-ins going. This one last push-in here. Trick. Try not to stab yourself in the process. It's always a stubborn one. Here, if I can get behind it. All right. And then now there's a grommet behind here, just holding it in place. So you just push it, and then you just start pulling everything out, nice and easy, so you don't cut anything. So out the hole. Get it out of the hole. nice and gently. These edges are a little rough still. Finesse it just a little bit. Coming out. Got a connector and a harness coming. There we go. All right. Last one out. Boom. Now our old connector is out. We'll keep it because it's still a good harness. We can use it for parts or connectors if they break later. But mainly we could get the actual lock fixed if we really wanted to. So we will take our new one and guide it back through the holes. This one's going to be a little different because it's been curled up, so we're going to have to feed and pull it in. Through, gently get it in there. Don't forget all your harnesses. There you go. Try not to nick them or squeeze them, because then you'll just be in the same position. Alright, looking good. Try to get all the wires out. All right. Here is holding it. Okay, I think we're good. And then now you can just push the grommet through. Oh, hold on. Slip it. Make sure we get the connectors in the right position. All right, cool. Just make sure that you got your orientation of the connector lined up, otherwise you'll be upside down and you'll have to pull it back out. So, just get your grommet through. Wiggle it in if you have to. She'll go. Make sure it's completely seated. If you have to, you can take a flathead screwdriver and just kind of help guide it in. You want it to seat nice and perfect, you don't want any gaps. All right, we are in. All right, so we're in there. We can go ahead and connect our connector. Make sure it clicks. Hear the click, and now we got our harness all together. I'm not gonna shove this in just yet. I'm gonna, just in case there's nothing that works, because even though the lock worked, the window and everything else may not work. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave this hanging out. That way if there's any issue, we can take it apart real quick. So now we're gonna do all the harness stuff. All right. Make sure we get this in the right orientation here. And this is what I was talking about. So as you see, it is backwards. I got it in there, but I didn't, I got it orientated in here, but I didn't get it orientated in here. So that's not a problem. Just take, that's why I was saying don't put this in just yet. So what we need to do is we need to flip it. So we need to reorientate it a couple of times. So let's flip these because they're not mounting to the holes like they were supposed to. So flip it. Flip it a couple of times. There we go. Make sure we got it in the right position. Okay, we're still good. All right, so now we got it in the right position. Now we can push our grommet in. So just make sure you're orientated before you start clipping the main one in, because then you got to fight to get that out. So this is nothing taken off. It just needs a little push and seating. All right. So now we got our orientation right. See what goes where. All right, this should be our connector for the. Yep. This is our connector for the window, for the door lock. Go ahead and lock that in place. Make sure we get our orientations right. This should be for the window. Yep. Okay. This should be for the lock. This is for the lock. Door lock, I believe. So this is new, so I'm trying my best not to break the lines because they're brand new still. All right, so got that there. So some of them are not going where they're supposed to go. Perhaps you got them in the wrong spot. This one definitely goes right here. Alright, that goes there. This is for the harness for the lock. I'm trying to finagle this around this wire here. Come up and go out this hole here. Trying to finagle this without breaking it. Speaker. All right. Going in the right direction here. Okay. So that goes here. Speaker wire. Get our orientation right. Alright, so as this goes, so this can get wrapped around it. Like that. And then like that. this goes back into the slot. Ooh, yeah. We're good. Just had to get our mapping right, but we got it. Like I said, this is new, so they're going to be a little fussy. They're going to be a little feisty, where the old ones were, you know, brand new from the factory. So, all right. So now we have everything. So now all we need to do is we need to connect this main harness in. Like so. Get it all lined up. Here we go. All right, it's clipped. And then now we can just push it in. All right, there we go. All right, we are in. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to test these out before we roll it up. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna reconnect the controller as best as I possibly can. Since this is brand new, it's not gonna exactly cooperate. So I'm gonna undo my lines and try to get this thing in here. You know what? For the sake of it being brand new, I'm gonna pop this cover piece off for the controller, just because it's so new, it's not gonna let me bend it. So I'm going to pop this off and put it in and then push it back in, doing it the cheap way, because like I said, this is brand spanking new and it's not gonna want to go in there. So I'm gonna try and pop this off real quick. This thing will let me. Alright, so I popped out the light switch, the switch for the window, because it's just not going to work with, it's just so brand new that it's just going to be a little bit of a pain. So, alright, so now I'm going to go and see if the window still works. So let me come in here. All right, see if the window works. Yep. All right, we're good. All right. All right, we're good on that end. Just wanted to make sure that this worked. So since this is brand new, I'm gonna keep it out. So now we can go ahead and put everything back together. So set this to the side here. And then we're gonna put all this plastic stuff back on it. So just gonna push it back on this thing. Through here. Just kind of stick it as best as you can. It's cold and it may not stick as easy as we hoped, but we're gonna try it anyway. And once we put this cover back on, it should stick with it too. So it'll re-adhere itself once it gets a little warmer. So right now it's just not warm. So, all right. So now we're gonna put back in our speaker. So get our speaker wire. All right. So speaker goes back in. Alright, let's go ahead and get these all cinched back up. I got an screw. I'll test the speaker off camera because I don't want to get a copyright hit. So I'm sure it'll work. Everything else works. All right, so we got speaker back in, we got everything else back in. Everything looks good, looks good, looks good. All right, so now we're gonna get the door panel back on. All right. So 3 hooks down here below. Get our lock piece back on here. Hold on, you're back. All right, so we're all good. Put our last couple of pieces. This is the last thing we got to deal with. All right, so we're just put our little piece in here. Something like that. Put this up in place. We'll have to get some metal tape here and flake that up, because this is pretty bad. That could cut somebody. So, well, my kids getting cut on that. We'll take care of that. And then the last thing is the connector. So, since this is brand new and it's kind of going to be rough to get it in and out, just do it that way and then push it down. Let it kind of work itself in there. I probably would recommend doing it this way, getting it off and on, just because it's brand new and it's going to kind of bend in on its own. But now we're good. So let's see if we can open and close the door. So we got the door closed, open, closed, locked, locked, unlocked. Good. We are good to go. All right, guys, and just like that, we are done. The door is working great. It works good. The windows go down, the door locked with the key, and the speakers work. I test those out off camera just so I don't get copyrighted, but it all works and it's all good. It was really easy to do. Just had to get the wiring direction going because the wires are brand new, so they're not going to follow with which the original way it was, which you have to bend it just ever so slightly just to make it work. But guys, it is done. It is working. I don't have to worry about reaching behind my seat to unlock anymore. It works so great, and I'm super happy that I went this route. I could have gone the route of splicing and doing the wires. I could have done that, but it would have taken a little bit more time to figure it out, which probably wouldn't have taken that long, but I would have had to unwind all that tape just to figure it out, then resplice it, solder it, put it back together, which I can do. I will keep it later in case this ever happens again. So the harness is not terribly bad. It's just that one little line that's powering the automatic door lock with the remote, it's just not working. So I could probably trace it out and figure out which one's the nick and then just take care of it. But we'll save it for later. We'll keep it for a back part just in case we do need it, because you never know when you might need it. So, but guys, that is it. We are good to go. Hopefully this worked for your vehicle, for your truck. That was a simpler route. Like I said, I got it off of Amazon. It was a lot more efficient. Just replace the whole entire harness, and then you keep the harness, because then now you have something extra parts that you need just in case you need to fix something. But guys, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Please go down, comment, like, and subscribe. Check out my stuff. Let me know what you think of this project, of this door fix. Hopefully it worked out for you guys. Hopefully it was a more easier route. It is a little bit more easier than splicing. So if you're not good at splicing or you're worried about splicing, just replace the whole entire harness. You're good to go. But guys, thank you so much for watching. You guys have a good and blessed weekend, and I'll see you in the next fix. Until then, peace.